And so right now, I'm just going to invite Zoe Seher, interVivos president, to say a few words about why interVivos decided to still launch a program during these weird times. Zoe?
Oh, hi everybody. Nice to see you all on my kitchen table. Yeah, thanks Jeff for emceeing, and thanks for those opening comments. And I know we have a bunch more to follow, so I'm going to be very quick. So we are living through some very unique times, and that means we must find new ways to adapt and grow. And interVivos has always existed to connect people, so we're just doing it a bit differently now. I'm so proud to lead a hardworking volunteer board who made our first virtual mentorship launch happen by putting in many hours over the past few weeks. I'm also excited that we attracted many passionate mentors and protégés. While we decided to go with a smaller group of mentors and protégés for this program, as we were not sure what the uptake would be like, I can already sense that we might have our most engaged group yet. I'm looking forward to finding out what the matches are going to work on over the next few months. interVivos is evolving, and I'm glad to have you all along for the journey. Plus, I'm glad that I don't have to wear shoes, and some of you are probably glad that you don't have to wear pants. But anyway, I'm going to send it over to Jeff again, because he has a bunch of other things to take us through.
Thanks, Zoe. Yes, if you're not wearing pants, just remember that you probably shouldn't stand up while your camera is on. After the launch tonight, participants are going to be matched up based on their preferences. Mentors and protégés are going to collaborate over the next 5 months to realize the protégés' professional goals. Matches are required to meet at least 3 times between August 2020 and December 2020. And I'm sure virtual will be okay if you're not yet ready to get back out there in person during a pandemic. If you're using social media tonight, please use the hashtags interVivos or summer20 mentorship, 20 in there, the numbers. So yeah, if you find 5 or 10 seconds to tweet something or share on Instagram between your many speed chats. There is a 50-50 raffle tonight. Tickets are $10 each, or $20 will get you 3. And then there's a little bit of a service fee there. Proceeds go towards keeping interVivos operating costs low. And the other half, of course, goes into someone's pocket. The organization is able to send a check to the winner. interVivos is going to periodically post a link for purchasing raffle tickets in the group meeting room in the chat box. So please consider continuing to help out interVivos. And we'll draw the raffle winner just before 9 o'clock. And so you'll keep your eyes on that Zoom chat for the raffle links and a few other things as we go out through the evening. We know it's been challenging to build new connections virtually during the past few months. And so tonight, interVivos has a couple of engagement activities. This is going to be fun, I hope, and pretty neat, something I haven't yet done on a Zoom call. In just a minute, we're all going to share a bucket list item. And then after the speed rotations and due to requests from you folks, the board's added some optional networking time at the end of the evening, and we'll explain that a little bit later. Okay. So I'm now going to invite everyone to say what your bucket list item is. We'll do this one at a time, so don't unmute just yet. And I'm going to call you out by your name. We'll let everyone know, make sure that they know you're a mentor or a protege, and you can tell us the item that's on your bucket list. And then that will be when you unmute yourself. And we'll try and keep this really quick, just one item. We'll try and do 30 seconds a person, and I will go first. So my bucket list item is to properly outfit or purchase or procure myself and my home to live and enjoy a local urbanist lifestyle that I publicly promote, working toward, volunteer on, and do hope to see in Edmonton. Okay, now we'll give mentors and proteges just another few moments to think, and we'll go to the interVivos board members first, and they'll all share a bucket list item. And we'll do this one at a time, and we'll begin with Bianca.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bianca, and I'm a board member with interVivos. I think my bucket list to this day is to learn how to surf, but I feel like the older I've gotten, the more scared I am with learning, but I hope in my lifetime I get to do that for fun. Thanks.
That's awesome. I just saw somebody out with some sort of powered surfboard in the river valley. So you can see that on Twitter. Next up with a bucket list item is Esther.
Hello, my name is Esther. I'm a interVivos board member, and I would have to say one of my bucket list adventures would be to take my family to Summer Olympics. Thank you.
Very cool. Next, we'll hear from Larissa.
Hi everyone, I'm Larissa and I'm with the interVivos board. One of my bucket list items is actually to do a bioluminescence tour in like a kayak or a paddleboard somewhere very cool, kind of like Cayman Islands. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, I think we'll hear a few travel related ones that everybody's kind of like probably going to do. Samantha.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha, also a board member with interVivos. And something that's been on my bucket list for a very long time is to learn a new language. Thanks.
Very cool. Next, Stephanie.
Hey, everyone, my name's Stephanie. I'm the treasurer. And my bucket list item is one day to attend the Albuquerque Hot Air Balloon Fiesta. It's the largest balloon festival in the world. They have 500 balloons at once. And there's a special phenomenon in October that allows the wind patterns to stay in that one area. So that's why it's an ideal place for hot air balloons. Oh, and did we miss Madison?
Did I skip Madison? Because if I did, then Madison should be next.
That's okay. My name is Madison. I'm with the interVivos board, and one of my bucket list items is to travel to Australia.
Thanks very much, and good catch. And last but certainly not least, Zoe.
I would say mine is I want to go, because if you know me, you know that I'm really obsessed with Hello Kitty. So I think I want to go to the Hello Kitty land in Tokyo one day, whenever it reopens.
Excellent. I feel like we're all going to have to write some of these down as we go. Okay, so I was attempting, and we'll keep going by alphabetically first name. So that should give you mentors and then protégés a sense of when you'll be coming up. So we will go to mentors first, and first to share a bucket list item is Adam.
Perfect. So I think mine would actually have to be to go and eat at Noma, the restaurant run by Renee Zadepri. So that's my list.
Cool. Amarjeet.
Okay, well, my big bucket list is not too big. I think I have traveled enough. So what I want to do is one day start from one side of the river valley and walk to the other side of the river valley, right? Not in one day though, right? It'll take a number of days, but that's my goal.
Yeah, that would take a few days.
Yes.
Thanks. Vita. Vita, I think you're just muted there.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. On my bucket list is to go on a sailing journey. And specifically, I would love to sail the Bahamas. There's a special spot called the Ragged Islands that I'm mesmerized by. And I think it would just be a magical journey. So yeah, hopefully one day.
Thanks. Daryl.
I always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. So 10 years ago, I finally got my motorcycle license and I haven't touched a bike since. So my bucket list is to buy a bike and actually travel across Canada. I'd like to go to Newfoundland on a bike, and I'll probably sell it and fly home.
Well, you're building towards it. Next, we'll hear from Harriet. Harriet, sorry, you just have to unmute yourself there. There we go. Thanks.
All right, now you can hear me. I'm like, Peter. Well, I actually don't set bucket lists because whatever I set my mind to it, I get it done. So for me, my goal is to impact over 1 million people with my message of loving yourself unconditionally. And so far, I have impacted about 1,000 people. So I've got a long ways to go. So that's my goal.
That's still a pretty good start, though. I would say so. Next to share is Jason.
Hey everybody, good evening, and it's great. It's great to see all of you. I live in Edmonton, but I am in Winnipeg right now with my family and friends and isolating here. One of my bucket list items is to live in the suburbs. Just kidding. I don't want to do that, but I don't knock those who do live in the suburbs. One of the bucket list items for me is to ride a hot air balloon. I've never done that before, and I would love to sort of conquer my fear of heights. And another sort of bucket list item would be to see a polar bear up close and personal, because I've been to Churchill, Manitoba, being in Manitoban myself, but I've never been in Churchill during the time where they sort of are curious enough to come into town. So that's another bucket list item for me.
Yeah, definitely one of the things to do when you go up to Churchill. Next, we're going to hear from Mary. Ooh, I think you're working to unmute there. I know there's a few people on some different platforms, so I would tell people where the mute unmute button is, but I have no idea if people are using a computer or phone.
Sorry about
oh, there we
that.
go.
So I thought it was at the bottom. It's at the top. So I have a very long bucket list, but I think one that just keeps reoccurring is I really would love to learn to speak Italian. I speak a little, but I'd like to be able to speak it well.
Awesome. That's great. Next, we'll hear from Paul.
Hi, everybody. I'm really looking forward to getting my coronavirus vaccine, so that's probably going to be top of the bucket list, assuming that a vaccine is available one day. But in all honesty, I've always had it on my list to eventually write and record my own music or album of music, so that is on my list for sure.
Very cool. Next to share will be Sony.
Hello, everyone. Great to see everyone. So the two things that I'll share is I am also keen to make a CD, a musical CD. So I'm working on that. It's a yoga CD. And the second piece is actually to write a book. So thank you.
Very cool. And the last of the mentors to share will be Terry.
Oh, I'm so surprised. I didn't know it was me. I believe bucket list material for me for quite some time has been an African safari in South Africa, Botswana. I've coveted that for a long time. I have friends who are South African, and they've shown me pictures, told me stories, and I'm just full of envy. So I can't wait to travel and make that happen.
Thanks. I love that we're already hearing like those crossover items, and I'm sure it's possible we'll hear a few more as we move into bucket lists from the Protègès. So we'll be coming to you now, and the first to share will be Alom.
Hi there, my name is Alom, and on my bucket list is similar to Sony. I would like to write a novel one day, or a series of novels.
Great. Next, Andrea.
Hi, my name is Andrea. One of the things on my bucket list, I'm an avid scuba diver, and so one of the things that's really up there on my list is a trip to the Cocos Islands off of the coast of Costa Rica, and to dive out there with the sharks and other big pelagics.
Wow, yeah, some of these trips sound amazing. Next to share will be Anelia.
Hi everyone, my name is Aniela. On my bucket list, it's quite simple. I just like to travel to Europe. I feel like we've been planning that trip for a very long time, and it just never comes off. So it's just one of those things that's on our list, and hopefully we can do it soon.
We're all hoping for you, I think, at this time. Next, we will hear a bucket list item from Brian.
Hi. One of the things on my bucket list would be go to a Grand Slam tennis tournament, either in Melbourne, Paris, London, or New York, whatever one I could get to sooner rather than later.
Great. Next, we'll hear from Giselle.
Hello. My name is Giselle General. I'm a third-time protege, and this program has been quite incredible. And one of my bucket list items, and I think it's achievable, is I want to be able to conceptualize and finalize a formal, Filipino-based formal gown for myself. I know the fundamentals. I can work with fabric. I'm making masks. I know how to work with a sewing machine, but an actual like attire that's like glamorous, like a queen that I would wear, it'll be a bit of a project, and I just need to make up my mind in terms of design. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Karen.
Hi, my team and I are in the process of developing out a e-learning tool that teaches novices how to test software. And it would be amazing, it really would be something to see someone enter the training course and then complete it, and for their lives to be completely changed, because as I say, we're focusing on novices and people who really didn't think they had the ability, the aptitude to test software. And I've worked with Indigenous clients for about 12 years, and so the idea of kind of changing someone's perspective is, well, anyway, it blows my mind. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Next, we'll hear a bucket list item from Kareem.
So at risk of sounding like an echo, I'm going to go with a second language. With all of the time that you now spend with family on Zoom, I've been slightly reinvigorated, you could say, as to wanting to learn that mother tongue, which I never captured, because I'm sitting there on those Zoom calls and the aunts and uncles are chatting away, and I'm barely able to keep up. So that mother tongue is on the bucket list.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, languages seem to always be something that people want to learn and sharpen. Next, we'll hear from Kelsey.
Thanks. I think my biggest one is to travel to Europe, but more specifically to take a cooking class in Tuscany.
Awesome. We'll have a bucket list item now from Nicole.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole. A bucket list that I have would most definitely be learning how to code. That is something that I've been planning to do for the longest time, but sometimes I would chicken out or I would be too scared to do it. But now that we are transitioning into lots of digital tools and lots of data analysis projects, I think it would be so cool to learn how to code, and that's one of my bucket lists. So thank you.
Awesome. And we'll have one more bucket list item from Vineeth.
Thanks, Jeff. I think my bucket list item, which I've been working on for the past, I would say, 12 years, ever since I broke my shoulder, was to do 100 pull-ups in a day without giving up chocolate. And I'm up to 30. I think that all that chocolate that I eat keeps me down, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And thanks everyone for sharing a few bucket list items. Just lots of fun to kind of get a little bit of the conversation going. So you're now all ambassadors for interVivos for the next 5 months. And the board wants to make sure you know a little bit about the organization. And we do have a couple of minutes before we start the speed rotations. So we'll do a quick quiz, just a couple of questions. And you can stay muted for this. The questions are just going to pop up on your screen. So the first one, and these are all true, false. interVivos was founded in 2006. So you can just click that if it's popped up on your screen there. And the answer here is that it's true. interVivos has provided mentorship programming and community engagement events for the 14 years past now. Some of the community engagement events focused on topics such as pipelines, provincial, federal, and municipal elections, and gender equality. Here's one. So in Latin, interVivos means to seize the day. That's true or false. And this one is false, because interVivos means from one person to another. And we'll do just one more here. interVivos' mascot's name is Meg. True or false? This one you might have had a hint at. It is false because the interVivos mascot is Peg, and you were all sent a Peg pin in the mail, and I'm wearing mine, trying to remember which side I'm on Zoom here. And it's good, I think I saw one or two other ones out there. Peg uses gender neutral pronouns, is shaped like a board game piece, and represents the first I in interVivos. And if you haven't noticed, I believe Peg is running the chat box and may appear as one of the little boxes here in our Zoom tonight.